right here, let's check out the All-Star starting lineups presented by Kia Motors. For the East up front, LeBron James having another extraordinary season. Carmelo Anthony, the NBA's second leading scorer, 15-time All-Star Kevin Garnett. In his 9th All-Star game, Dwayne Wade. And Chris Bosh named to replace the injured Rajon Rondo in the starting lineup, making it 3 Miami players as starters. For the West on the front line, the NBA scoring leader Kevin Durant. From the LA Clippers, Blake Griffin. Dwight Howard making his 7th All-Star appearance. And at the guards, Chris Paul, one of the league's premier all-around players, and Kobe Bryant, 4-time All-Star MVP and a 15-time All-Star. The officiating crew, Ron Garrettson in his 26th season. It's his 2nd All-Star game, and Rodney Mott, and 1-time NBA player Leon Wood. These days working as an official and working very well. Both guys in their very first All-Star appearance.
Leon actually took part in the three-point contest years ago. I think that was the famous year when Larry Bird walked into the locker room and said, "Who's finishing second?" Well, Leon was one of the other competitors playing for the Washington Bullets at the time.
Head coach of the Eastern squad is Erik Spoelstra of the Miami Heat. And the Western head coach, Greg Popovich of the San Antonio Spurs, his 3rd All-Star coaching appearance. And for Erik, it is his 1st, although he was an assistant when Stan Van Gundy threw the nod. There is Erik. Only 37 when he became the head coach, and back in 2008 made it through intense scrutiny, but seemingly grew into the job, as greatly respected, and with the support of Pat Riley and an amazing work ethic, he is now a championship coach.
Done an amazing job, and I think, you know, we talked about this a little bit yesterday during the practices. I think when a coach wins a championship, it allows him to be himself. He can now not have to worry about the criticism and all the speculation, especially with a high-profile team like Miami's. And Erik has really evolved and emerged as one of the best coaches in the league. He's creative, he's dynamic, and he's really kept that Heat program kind of on the right path throughout his tenure there.
Talking earlier with Greg Popovich, he said what he finds most intriguing is how different guys react to each other in the locker room.
That's what makes All-Star games interesting, because during the regular season, you're trying to trip, elbow, and hit your competitors.
Really, speak for yourself.
You were doing that.
Well,
yes.
I was doing that.
That's like a confession.
You want to talk about it some more?
This is very therapeutic for me, guys. Thank you for allowing me to vent a little bit.
The West controls as Chris Paul faces LeBron James. James opening at the point. Paul to his LA Clipper teammate, Blake Griffin.
You think about Rondo being out of the game and Chris Bosh replacing him in the starting lineup. The only way you can do that if you're Erik Spoelstra is because you have LeBron James. He's so versatile, he can play any position, so just slide him over to the point.
Here's Bosh from deep, coming up with air. That was a 3-point attack. And Durant of Oklahoma City moves it down. Kobe Bryant for 3. Rebounded by Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo suffering an arm injury the other day. In fact, comes off a 5 of 24 and said he had a dead arm. So it should be interesting to see how he does here tonight.
Especially a shooter with a dead arm.
Pick and roll between Paul and Griffin. They've accounted for the first 2 field goals.
How about the show they put on Thursday night against the Lakers as Anthony lines up and misses the 3? But what a season it's been so far for the LA Clippers behind these 2 guys, Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, the most dynamic pick and roll combination in the league. And they have taken over Los Angeles.
39-17, second in the West. Coming off decisive wins against the Rockets and the Lakers. Garnett, too strong, comes back to him, and he fires again. Kevin Durant with a strange game this past Thursday night as he knocks down his first shot from downtown. He was 0 for his first 7 against Miami, the game that we did right here on TNT in Oklahoma City. And Miami on its way to a blowout, and then Durant, as Anthony is able to connect, scores 24 points in the fourth quarter, comes up with 40 for the game. And as we were talking about the other day, is it possible to have a mediocre 40-point game?
Well, maybe for us mere mortals, Steve, but for a Kevin Durant, it wasn't an awkward game for him. He got off to that slow start. Remember that spill he took there in that first quarter. He's a gamer.
Carmelo with the high dribble gets it down, and Wade.
I always like watching these coaches on the sideline, you know, during the All-Star game. They're so concerned defensively during the regular season, and all of a sudden every principle goes out the window. But before long, Spoelstra and Popovich are going to get frustrated with what's going on out there.
Chris Paul had about 5 minutes to think about that shot, and knocks down a 3. Paul with the steal. Try to drop it, he does. Put it behind him. He heard footsteps, and it happened to be Kobe Bryant.
Well, what do you love about a lot of these?
All right, here we go.
Oh, my goodness.
Little backboard pass from Wade to teammate James.
You know, the scoring is one thing, but you're going to see some of the best passing in these games as well, because a lot of times these guys don't get a chance to really pass the way they would do if they were playing on the playground.
Here's Paul again for 3. And it certainly helps that it's not quite the same defensive play you would see in a regular season game until the fourth quarter.
Well, if anything, sometimes guys will overpass in these games, but this is a perfect little trick through the legs, and then the drop pass to Kobe. And we get a quick foul here on the inbounds pass. But this is a game just set up for Chris Paul. I mean, the way he orchestrates out in the open floor, all this talent.
How many times have we seen that in practice between those guys?
Foul on Bryant and LeBron James at the line. And obviously those of you following the NBA on a regular basis are aware of the extraordinary season that LeBron has been having. And this on top of many other remarkable seasons. He had that streak, 20-plus points. 33 straight games to start the season. He had a streak stop the other night off a late missed shot where he had scored in 6 straight games, 30 or more, and shot 60% or more.
I like after the game when he said, well, all good things must come to an end. He had 39, 12, and shot 57%. Wasn't that bad.
How about player of the month? 4 straight months. No one's even come close to winning player of the month.
Bosh on the assist by Wade.
So, Steve, now I put you on the spot. Does he win his 4th MVP?
Oh, I think so. A couple of weeks ago, I would have said maybe Durant, just because, you know, he'd be the popular choice, kind of because it's his turn type of thing. There's Kobe on the fadeaway, but I think with what LeBron has done in the last 2 weeks, he's clearly proven that he's a big step ahead of Durant, I think, at both ends of the floor. And I think LeBron is well on his way to that 4th MVP.
Reggie, don't you find that Steve vacillates on his opinions like every 2 weeks? It's another candidate.
Ask me again next week. I may go with
Because you were liking Tony Parker there for a little bit, and then you went to Chris Paul. And
never mentioned either of those guys, right?
3-on-1, and LeBron James set up by Carmelo Anthony. Here comes Durant to the rim. The West with a 16-11 lead. 5 minutes gone by. Anthony with no hesitation from downtown. Carmelo Anthony averaging 29 a game, shooting 40% from 3. Paul was looking for Bryant. And we have our first substitutions by way of the San Antonio Spurs. Tim Duncan and Tony Parker come on for Dwight Howard and Blake Griffin.
Greg Popovich told us before the game that he's going to let his assistants chart out and handle all the substitution patterns. And it's a tricky thing, I think, for every all-star coach to try to keep everybody happy. Obviously, all 12 guys are deserving of minutes, but it can't quite work out that way.
So Tony Parker right to it. San Antonio Spurs at 42-12, best record in the NBA, and Tim Duncan has had one of his best seasons, and we're talking about a guy in his 16th NBA year. Tricky dribble there by Paul.
Greg Popovich made a great point today. He said Duncan, and I didn't know this until I looked at the stats, Duncan is on pace for his most blocked shots ever in his career.
Oh, what a reverse stuff by Kevin Durant.
Well, I might say that might have been one of the best dunks we've seen, even from that from that slam dunk competition last night.
Carmelo Anthony gets inside.
I don't know if there's a better pure score. I understand that Kevin Durant is leading this league right now. He's led the league the last 3 seasons in scoring. But Carmelo Anthony is, to me, is a different breed when it comes in terms of putting the ball in the basket.
Foul committed by Wade as we see the pass from Anthony to set it up for James. And at the other end, in his 4th All-Star game, his 3rd start, the reverse by Durant. He's saying best dunk the last 24 hours.
Absolutely.
But it only took 1 try.
I listen to Love and Happiness on repeat at my house alone.
It's interesting that you talk about the songs that you listen to for Valentine's. Anything about John Legend? JL is cool.
Showtime, baby.
Let's go! Come on, Spirit! Let's keep it going! Play! Play! Play!
Listen carefully. It's now time for this week's Sounds of the Game.
We got 12 minutes to believe in each other. We got 12 minutes to leave it on the floor.
We got plenty of time. Chris Paul able to use the screen. Ends up with an easy bucket.
Control the ball now. Control the ball.
The Knicks #1 in the league in fewest turnovers per game.
Tighten up, Blue. Tighten up. OD. This way. This way. Switch.
Don't let that pressure bother you. Attack it.
Get out. Get out. Keep playing the game. Keep playing the game. Hey, 5 minutes of hard running, guys. We rebound, we run. Run, 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 run.
Finds the Griffin.
That's it. That's it.
Here's Parker to Ginobili. Gets Dirk. Back to Kevin.
They're running on us every time. We can't have lazy run back. Their bigs are tired. They're lagging behind.
Here's Garnett. Rondo spotted him.
Throws it down early offense.
Match up and guard the ball. Take the challenge on the ball. Keep your chest in front of them. Don't give them anything easy down here.
Officer Favors protecting the rim.
When we drive it in there, they got 2 guys that can really block shots. Know where they are.
Swats it.
No, don't float it like that. You coming this way, float it. Attack that. Be aggressive on them.
Felton gets in the paint and puts it in.
Good job, boy. Guys, the game's not over. Let's put this thing away. Take our time. We don't have something, pull it out. Then we can attack.
2 minutes left here in the 4th. Shot clock winding down. Here's a 3. Oh, that was a thing of beauty.
Hey, come on. We have to be together. We can't lose the game.
Game of runs. Hey, let's make our run.
Shot clock at 3. Perea 3. Good!
Durant just about breaks Carter's ankles, and he's over 40.
You guys picked a good game.
Crowd on its feet.
They can do a catch and shoot, and it goes. Oh, he did it!
Hey! Way to shoot the ball. Nice job, Blue.
Back in Houston, Texas, aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear has learned, making tires for game-changing traction, inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. Let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig.
Well, 7 first-time All-Stars, and no one is savoring the moment more than 30-year-old Tyson Chandler. He's won an NBA championship, an Olympic gold medal. He's been named the Defensive Player of the Year, and he's led the league in field goal percentage. But this was always his most painful weekend of the year. He said it was too painful to watch the game. He'd find some remote island where there was no TV. After 12 years in the league, he has finally made it. Now over to the West and David Aldridge.
Well, Craig, you heard that Reggie say that may be a coming out party of sorts for Kyrie Irving, but James Harden has been the unofficial mayor. Oh, LeBron's kicking me off the court. I guess I'm done. Back to you, Marv.
David, don't accept that. They're shooting free throws.
He could have just done the report from the sideline. He didn't really have to be in the middle of the lane.
He wants to be part of the action, Steve. But I would like to know what island, because I want to book my tickets to wherever Tyson Chandler is going with no TV.
No TV.
My goodness, the third world country he's going to, perhaps?
James Harden has checked in. He heard it from the crowd as he made his way from the scorer's table. Zach Randolph of the Memphis Grizzlies has come on. Kyrie Irving, the outstanding second-year player from the Cleveland Cavaliers, on the floor for the first time for the East. Bosch for three. Chased down by Irving. Bosch on the spin. Hands to Chandler. So both Anthony and Chandler going for that tip.
That was a pretty good possession both ways, defensively and some semblance of a play as Zach Randolph knocked down an 18-footer.
I think both coaches are going to try to draw up a play out of timeouts, and that's probably the only time you'll see anything that looks like a set.
And both coaches indicating as LeBron rims out on that three-point attempt, they'll draw up the play, but they wonder if it'll be followed.
Yeah, good point.
Parker had it knocked aside. Here comes LeBron, and he puts it down. Little extension leading to the dunk.
Well, and how about a little glance back to see who was trailing him, and it so happened to be Kobe Bean, number 24, Bryant, on his heel.
The only guy capable of chasing LeBron down and blocking a shot is LeBron. So I don't think that's going to be a problem.
There's Kyrie Irving. Being played here by Tony Parker, and Irving shoots a three. Bosch over Harden. And again, an air ball.
It's his second air ball. He's not shy coming into this starting lineup. Chris Bosch already put it up 4 times, including a couple of three-pointers.
He has been on a red-hot shooting tear as of late, but he tried that three from the corner, then another three right here. Substitutions. Joakim Noah, Luol Deng of the Chicago Bulls have come on, and Paul George from Indiana. Here's Duncan O'Reilly will shoot a three.
Well, you know, Greg Popovich will rarely draw up a three for Tim Duncan during the regular season, so why not try to impress your coach by shooting a three?
Oh, he's not impressing him by doing that, Reggie. I think he's trying to get away with it. Look at him. Look at Bob. Like, yeah, now is okay, but better not do that come next week.
Russell Westbrook has also come on for the West as Harden goes off the back rim. 23-18, the West on top as we approach 3 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Nice move by Irving.
How good is Kyrie Irving's ball handling skills, fundamentally? We saw his shooting on display in that three-point shootout.
I think he's already the most skilled point guard in the NBA as Westbrook misses on the three. Chris Paul's a better player. You know, Rondo's probably a better player right now, but nobody has the same skill set as Kyrie Irving.
Bang getting it down low. George missed on the reverse. Here's Chandler and a foul.
Well, you talked about the best player in the league, Steve. LeBron James he's just on a different planet right now. West up 3 early on in the first.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the court the Houston Rockets Power Dancers.
do, you make me want to shoot.
Give it up one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the video board for a special message for the NBA in celebration of fans a happy, healthy, and prosperous year of the state.
The 2013 NBA All-Star Game is being presented by Kia Motors. Well, courtside seats with a number of familiar faces here throughout the weekend. There's Chris Tucker. And a look at Diddy. Those of us close to Sean refer to him as Diddy. Neo, who did a terrific job performing the pregame festivities, and Jay-Z and Beyonce.
What'd you call them, Steve? The king and queen?
King and the queen.
Yeah.
Beyonce's probably enjoying this, just being able to relax after having to be on stage at the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago.
What a performance that was.
Tyson Chandler on the line off the foul a moment ago by Tim Duncan as we take a look at the NBA National Television Big Board. Full slate of games across the NBA networks. NBA TV, Tuesday, Celtics and Nuggets. Wednesday, ESPN, Hornets and Cavaliers, and the Celtics playing at the Lakers. Lakers coming off a blowout at the hands of the Clippers the other night, although they have won 8 of their last 12 games. Westbrook got it down low, but Randolph rejected. Paul George, who has become the face of the Indiana Pacers. Danny Granger is sidelined, and George has had a terrific season.
He does a little bit of everything. Scoring, rebounding, which has really impressed me. He distributes the basketball, and you see Joakim Noah. You know, we talk about these All-Star games, and they're predominantly offensive driven, but how does Joakim Noah and Tyson Chandler, they only know how to play one way, Steve, you know, defensively. So this is kind of odd for them to be on the floor where it's an up and down game, but they only know one way and one motor.
Yeah, but you know what I would point to is Kenneth Faried the other night in that rookie game. People are not going to box out in games like this, so there will be plenty of offensive rebounding opportunities for Noah and Chandler, because in general, not a whole lot of intensity defensively or checking out, you know, around the basket.
Westbrook gets the friendly roll. So the West back in front. Here's Irving going at Parker. And the rebound is grabbed by Aldridge, who just came on. Parker. Randolph surprised to get that pass and then put it down.
It's a great set of hands, and that's how Zach Randolph really survives. You know, he doesn't jump well, he doesn't run well, but it's uncanny just how good his hands are and his touch around the basket. He's able to score right over the top of people, and he gets position.
Here comes Harden with the lob. Westbrook on the receiving end.
Former teammate James Harden. The times a few years ago did we see that? Harden to Westbrook.
Once again, Harden handles. And he goes all the way. Noah comes up with it. Gets to his teammate Dang, try to flip it back, deflected, recovered by Irving. On the hop, nice pass. He got Dang with the bounce. The West up by 3. We're final minute, first quarter. LaMarcus Aldridge of the Blazers. And here is Noah in the open court, finding Dang for 3.
One thing you don't have to say in an all-star game is 2 for 1. It's probably going to end up as like 4 for 3.
About a 3-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Nice move by Westbrook as he flies by George.
He plays point guard, but to me, his real skill set is shooting guard.
Yeah.
Hesitation dribble by George with time running out, and it has run out. So that is the end of the first quarter. 62nd All-Star game here in Houston, and the West with a 31-26 lead, 8-2 run by the West. To end the quarter, the High Point men 7 apiece for LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Kevin Durant.